Hello everyone, Michael here on the on one of the SMP servers I like to play on quite often, which is called Minecrap, and Minecrap.com. That is technically Minecrap, yes. And I was doing some playing with pistons, and I've got a couple projects I've been working on here. One is this house. I started building it as kind of a trap. So when you walked inside, boom, everything closed in around on you. But I didn't want people destroying it and getting out, so I made it where all you have to do is just walk over there, and everything closes out again, and there you go. So that was my first little project on here. My next project was this house. Now, I went crazy with pistons. This is when I was really trying to figure everything out with pistons. So I wired this entire house that when you're on the inside, looks like a normal little house, except no windows, just a normal house. Flip a switch, and everything goes nuts. All the walls come down, and it becomes kind of like a bunker in a way. So you can sit here and fend off, and I've got people following me around. But so you can sit here and fend off creatures like pigs. Get out of here, pig. And everything goes away. Even the furniture kind of disappears a little bit to get out of the way. And even the lighting. Check out the lighting. Boom. Lighting comes in, and it becomes more cozy once it's all closed up. And they're talking about my next project I'm going to show you here in a second. But I can kind of show you the wiring out here. The door stays. But pretty much there's pistons all along the walls here. All along here. And then we get up here. Or no, let's go down first. And they're flipping switches on me now. Down there. But then there's all these pistons. And all these pistons up there. And everything just goes crazy when the switch is flipped. Because then everything just alternates. Everything's on that one switch. So that's all this redstone wiring. And I did all this myself. So I do know how to redstone. But, yes, now I'm lost. No, not that way. This way. Alright, so then you go up to the roof. Up here. And this is what switches the lights out. Well, first of all, there's that row of pistons in front that collapses and opens. But this is how you switch the lights. So when the power changes state, or when, let's throw a torch on. Just to, let's throw a torch on. So we'll see what happens when the torch is on, or when power is on. Everything moves over. And then when the power is off, boom, just like that. Real simple. It's using blocks to allow power through. Power comes through. And then this one, you see this is a NOR gate, so it temporarily shuts off power to these 4 pistons, which are right here. These 4 pistons, while these pistons move. And then once everything's back to normal, that power turns back on and everything comes back down. So. I created a infinite loop there. Whoops. Let's try that. Whoopsie. So yeah, just like that. And so this was my house project, which I was just goofing around with pistons with, which then brings me, which you guys keep seeing over there, to my final project that I just completed today. And everyone's like, "Oh, you gotta show that off." Now, quite a few people on YouTube have already done this. But I wanted to try it myself and see how easy it was. And it's incredibly easy. So we'll flip a switch here. And you'll see that it starts counting. And it goes from 0 all the way up to H, I think. And I can probably program a few more letters in. But you start getting into some letters where 7-segment displays do not work for. And then it just loops over again. So it's back through 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm impressed on how smoothly it runs. pistons really help with a lot. So we'll let that continue running while I come back here. And I might actually have to turn down the sound for this. Let me turn down game sounds a little bit, because this is going to be crazy. So right here, you see, that's pushing in and pulling back on things. And then this is all the wiring and circuitry for each segment. Each segment is individual line, or has got its own line. So for each segment, which is up there, and this is lagging me bad. And then this is the punch card, so to call it, and I'm going to turn game sounds like way down. There we go. Oh my. That was crazy. So right here is the punch card, so to speak. And what it does is wood or any, well, most solid blocks allow through current. Glass does not. So what's happening is all these are steady on, and these only let power through depending on what blocks they are. So in each one of these is a segment, all 7 segments. And it's going through and it's just spinning through. And if we come down here, we've got the clock, which is turning it. And then the pistons, which are, these ones are pushing it up, pushing the blocks up. There's pistons right. Oops, save is gonna stop it for a second while the save happens. There we go. So it's pushing that over. Boom. All right, and then there's 2 more sets of pistons up top. So that one's pushing down, and that one's pushing over again. So it ends up just going in a big giant loop and repeating the program over and over again. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to do some of this wiring, but this works for me. And then, yeah, here's the clock, which, oh, come on, a save again? Really? Okay. The server is silly sometimes. So that clock goes all the way around, and then down here is the off switch, or the on switch. So what happens is when that switch is off, this loses power. Right there, boom, those gain power. And then the torches that make the clock work down there turn off. Real simple. So let's give power to that again. And then the torches are back on. And now that's going crazy. And then, yeah, each time the block hits, it completes a current, which then sends power. So that's about it for my projects I've been doing, playing around with on SMP, where I can just spawn items. Makes it real fun, or make it really easy to be creative, and just play around and get real good with redstone and pistons. So that's it. Thanks for watching.